I know a lot of you guys want to be more consistent in winning Warzone, especially when Warzone 2 comes out, and this in-depth breakdown of a viewer-submitted gameplay will help you guys achieve that goal. But if you do enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel today. But without any further ado, all right, today we're going to be spectating Ash Williams, a viewer of ours over here on YouTube, and well, let's see what he starts off with. So right now, this is one of the important things I want to talk to everyone about. You just need to make a common habit, whether it's Warzone 1, Warzone 2, you always need to know the playing route so you can predict rotations and try to figure out where enemies are, whether you want to fight them or not. But right now, it looks like it's going to be a beachhead all the way to a lagoon playing route. Let's see if he gets a little zoom out and I get a little pause frame on it real quick. He doesn't. All right, so let's look at the plane route. Where do people land from this plane? Of course, you have a lot of people stretch Capital and Arsenal for sure. RC for the helicopter, maybe even Capital for the same reason. But your hot spots in this area are going to be Beachhead, Peak, Fields. Don't sleep on Fields. A lot of people go there. Storage Town, of course, and Airfield. Mines is always decent, but I don't ever recommend landing mines because people in mines like to camp. But these are gonna be your hot spots. So if you decide to drop in one of these, just know it's gonna be hot. Know you're gonna be able to get some practice in, get some reps, and also get a lot of kills. Now, if you don't drop here, or if you do, no matter what, no matter where you drop, you're gonna have great rotations with this kind of plane because it's dead center. So even if you drop, let's say Arsenal, you're gonna be able to rotate and just hunt down all these people. People always tell me and ask me, like, how do I get so many kills? I can't ever find more than 5 enemies. It's because you're fucking camping somewhere like Resort, or you're sitting up in Power Plant. Hit these hot areas. If you want to chase down kills, follow the plane route. Storage Town, Airfield, Peak, Fields. I mean, it's really simple. Yet when we spectate these players, they just stay in one little sector of the map. If you ever watch my gameplay, you ever watch anyone that's better than me's gameplay, what are they doing? They're moving around the entire map. Also balloons. Take the balloons, man. There's no reason not to. All right, so we originally marked Airfield. We're gonna go Peak instead. We do have a bounty here, which is nice. Enemy's distracted on what the hell he's doing. He didn't have any audio at all. We got to be careful of that tank right there. That's why. Now let's look at what the enemy just did. Actually, let's rewind real quick. Now, when you're landing on an area, you need to start spotting loot right here. When it renders in, look for where loot is. You can see the weapon, you can see the plates and some ammo. This guy right here landed in an area that I usually land at because there's usually always a gun right here. So the fact that we landed away from the weapons puts us at a disadvantage. Luckily, he was distracted, ran forward. Luckily, it doesn't even look like there was loot there, so he continued forward. But we need to try our best to always land on the gun. You want to be able to have your feet hit the ground and instantly pick up a weapon when you're in a hot drop. Because again, if you happen to land somewhere like Red that doesn't have a gun, you happen to land far away from it, these few seconds right here, your back's exposed to the enemy we killed. It's exposed to Red, so we could be screwed. And again, we have no cover right here. But I like the fact he broke the cover. He's hugging cover. He sees the enemy's distracted. He pushes up. And again, watch the tank. But the thing I really want to point out right here is the enemy. The enemy knew we're here. There's better ways to push this than this. So he knows we're cracked and he's trying to take advantage of that. I don't know why he ran wide like this. It's a lot of time being out of cover. I'd much rather push if he pushes like this. It's still a dangerous push, but it's a lot shorter of a distance than what the hell he ended up doing.
Supply box ready for pickup.
I mean, as far as Ash is concerned, we're taking a little too long to loot. I'd like to see him speed up a little bit so we can start getting into the fights that are below us, or shooting people out the air a little bit quicker. As far as the enemy that landed, holding his parachute way too long, like Mary Poppins. He crouch walked when he landed after he's crouched instead of jumping down the middle. You know what's weird about that? And let's get a little rewind on that too. Like this is the mindset you have to have when playing this game. Period.
Enemy soldier nearby.
Where's he at? Damn it. All right, so right now he's in a bad spot. He's getting shot at and he's letting go of his parachute. You need to try to drop near cover if you're going to challenge us. I don't like this regardless, but right here when he's cracked, he goes crouch and starts crab walking to the side like a madman. Why not just jump down and play your life? He'd rather die. Thank God he's crouch walking. Keep up that stealth, brother. Then jump down. And it took us 4 or 5 bullets to actually finish him off once he hit. And we could have easily made it down that hole.
Let's go!
That scared the shit out of me. All right, so again, we got a lot of enemies on the low ground. I don't mind him playing the top like this at all. But once in my head, there's like a timer. Once 10, 20 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever it is, once there's a period of time where I don't have any action, I'm now moving on. And I see a lot of fighting going on over here on mini-map. Of course, we had some here. And of course, we have the guy on Lodi. We're going to try our best to bait the Lodi, but unfortunately not able to deliver a single bullet downrange. Now, when it comes to aim and accuracy, man, there's really no tips to it. The only really tip to tell you to get better aim and accuracy is to adjust your settings in practice. So I'm not mad he was shooting. That's the best way to get practice. But let's see what happens. Now the enemy's down there with his Lodi. He knows we're up here. He knows there's more Lodis there. He might hold us. Another one dropping. Look like Superman. Great breakaway. Very dangerous. Need to play it up. This enemy might come up here with the zips. I want to get on top of this platform because if he zips up the top right now, we could be dangerous. We have another guy landing up there as well. Again, the exact same thing. And this is weird to see. There's nothing here but ammo. There's no cover. Why are we landing here? Like, what? This isn't a vacation, homie, despite your skin. You got guns right here you could pick up. Remember, when you're landing, you've got to be aware of what you're getting yourself into. I always recommend scanning for enemies. But if you're going to land, no matter what, always try your best to land on a gun, especially if it's somewhere hot. That's the second time this video we spectated some random do that weird stuff. All right, so we got guys below us, right? I don't want to just sit up here the whole time and hold this angle. We've got to put a little bit of emphasis on getting our loadout for sure. So that's exactly what I'd like to do. We do have a buy station. We could just grab a quick UE. It's a dangerous buy for sure, but could still be rewarding as hell. So right now, Ash is just kind of waiting for, again, people to come to him, waiting for easy kills. You don't want to put yourself in a bad situation, but you don't want to wait for the perfect situation to come, because I think Ash could probably be on 7 or 8 right now if he would have fought down a lot of the guys that were lower peak. Loot wise, he doesn't need anything more. If he finds a satchel, cool. Perks, cool. But as far as sitting here looting stuff, we really don't need to be doing this. We hear no activity around us. Are there people peek? Most likely, but everyone's going for the loadies right now. And the last thing we wanted to do is put ourselves in a situation to fight enemies with loadies when we don't have ours. Enemy trying his best to get away, does a great job doing so. It's mind-blowing the Marco has range like that. I've got to admit. Holy shit. Did we just down him like 6 bullets? All right, so he was shooting at someone as well. He was shooting at someone too. So we need to look to where he was shooting. There it is. All right. So this is, again, gathering information before you really just full send into something. We hear the gunfire. We see him looking and sidestepping at something, right? He's clearly preoccupied. Of course, we've got other loadies. So again, just making decisions based on the totality of the situation. The scary part is the fact that once we kill them, we're focused on the loot, see another dead body, get focused on that loot too, and then all of a sudden, shot goes off to our right-hand side, and now we're like, okay, shit, there he is. We should have known that way before. Because if he would have hit that headshot, we'd be in a real bad spot. Now look at this. I don't like this either. So the enemy's down here. Let's rewind just a little bit. The enemy's right here on the left side of the loadout, right? We decide to go prone to pop a reload. This is the moment where visual is everything. If we crouch, he's still protected by the rock because we're on the high ground. Right now we're crouched. We can stay crouched, but what I want to do while I'm reloading is peek that bitch. You don't want to just sit there and stare. You just want to kind of peek, move a little bit, peek, move a little bit while you're reloading, while you're plating, while you're doing all that stuff. That way if the enemy does push you, you don't have to rely on the garbage audio in this game. You're relying on your visual. So I never recommend going prone to reload. I never recommend going prone for 90% of the shit people do. Not to mention we just left peek. A lot of noise has been made here. So if there is another guy peeking and he looks down, we're prone, we're vulnerable. The animation to get up is going to take a little bit of time. We're probably going to die. But again, that's just preparing for the worst case scenario. He might be fine. I'd just rather see something different. Also, remember where the blips are on the mini map. And there it is. Again, we didn't hear anything, any of that. So we remembered that the red blip was to the left of the loadout, but he's checking the tower. You got to almost, and I don't have a photographic memory, so you don't need a photographic memory in order to remember where the blips are. Just look at the mini map and remember. I have the worst memory in the world. If I can do it, you can do it. We're running out of ammo right now. This is, ooh. Okay, let's rewind and analyze this fight real quick. One second. So right here, you see a little movement. Little movement right there. You see a little bit of movement, right? So we know there's a guy on loadout. It's very hard to see. Let's catch it in real time. It's very hard to see, but again, just a little bit of swift movement will. Again, I always say people look for entire players. They just look for a head, a torso, legs, and a gun, and they're like, "There's the guy." Don't look for the player. Just look for slight movement. You see the movement going to there. We go ahead and check up top. Not against that at all. And you see him laying prone right here. So when you see him laying prone on the left-hand side, we didn't really see him until we were already over the rock. So once we started shooting and he knew he's in a spot, we need to back up. We don't have enough rounds in this magazine. This gun doesn't have a lot of rounds to begin with. So I want to get back to cover and play the rocks we just vaulted over, these right here. And again, observing things beforehand, observing things quicker can save your life, as you can see in this fight. So let's fast forward a little bit. He misses a lot of shots. We have 14 bullets left. We have to hit every bullet to down him. So in his situation, you need to switch your gun. You need to switch your gun, homie. We don't. And now we're forced to reload. And of course we die. You know the story. Notice how he backpedaled away from the loadout. Why would we do that? What I'd recommend doing is just playing Ring Around the Rosie with the loadout. Hug that loadie. You can switch sides. You can move from this side all the way around, but you want to hug the loadie like the enemy is. That way, even if he's shooting at you, he misses a lot of shots. That gives you time. You can have time to pop your reload, time to switch your weapon, time to pop plates, whatever it is. All right, so it's 83 players in the game. We know there's a guy by loadie. What I'd like to do is get a little bit lower and try to get better visual on the loadie, because that guy might screw off. He might not sit there and camp. He might, but I at least want to look before I full commit to going back to peak, because again, we're midway through the game and we do not want to take on these enemies without our loadie. Oh, that's unfortunate. I will say one of the downfalls of controller, now that I'm playing on controller, compared to mouse and keyboard, is parachuting, dude. We're forced, like control players are forced to just look so slow around, so it's harder for you guys to really pinpoint and be precise with where you want to land at. Mouse and keyboard has a massive advantage when it comes to parachuting in. Not really sure why controller sensitivity is so strict in the air, but it is. It's wild. I do hear a footstep, a quick one. Sounds like they might be crouch walking. And again, I really chalk this up to wasted time.
Gas is closing in.
In the end, we're going to get our loading anyway, so why not try to commit to it before? And I understand if the guy would have been sitting there crouched, things like that, but we didn't even look when we got a little bit lower. We just made up our mind and we effed off. And you got to remember too, like if you're avoiding going to a certain spot because of campers, they're thick, boy. They will sit there and have the patience of a god, and they'll sit there the whole game until the gas tells them not to. So by saying that, you're basically just saying, I'm never getting the loadie. And if you think in your head there's a small chance you will, you might as well do it now. This is one of the downfalls I see for a lot of players who spectate for not getting a lot of kills. Again, being overly aggressive is definitely a, you know, there's a balance, and I'm probably more of an over aggressive player. But I think a lot of people, Ash included, they play way too passive to try to play safe. And it really robs them the opportunity to get more kills, get more reps, and to break PRs. I think Ash could be sitting on around 10 or 11 right now, to be honest, but we'll never know because he never fought down those kills or the kill potentials at peak. And so far with Ash, I just say, you know, observation, decision making as far as what to do next, where to go, where to rotate to, and how to track down kills. I think he's got more of a survivalist mentality.
Gas is moving.
Now remember the plane route. It went very close to mine. So these balloons that we're going to be hopping to could be very dangerous. He might actually just skip right over mines, which I'm not really against. We have a lot of gunfire going on around mines. And again, people do camp the shit up these balloons. We see people by the vehicle. And look, I always tell you guys not to hold your parachutes and float, but when you're like looking around for enemies, I'm for it. I'm definitely for it. If you see enemies, you got to cut your chute. If you're just floating in, just straight down, you're not scanning, you're not going for kills, you're doing too much. But this right here, I'm fine with this. This is the best way to spot movement. And again, I have a TikTok out there that literally talks about people not utilizing balloons enough. It's amazing the amount of kills you can get and find just from ballooning. So I like the fact that he saw the loot, he saw the tags, and he instantly, you could see his gameplay change. He instantly went on the defensive looking for the enemy because we know he's around. We know this bitch is close. Now, because the enemy is relatively close, we do not want to overstay our welcome over here. Damn, the textures. We hear footsteps. And this is why we don't want to get distracted with shit going on at mines. We know someone's close to us. So there's zero reason for us to even worry about this. If you get the knock, the chance of you getting the execution's already slim because of all the ridges and rocks they can hide behind. The odds of getting a knock are pretty slim. And again, dude, worry about the target that's the most dangerous. And that's the guy that's close to you, the one that just got the kill. And again, you hear the footsteps. He's behind us. He's to the right. I'm pretty sure he's to the right. Hey, actually, he might be in that tent. It sounded like he was on wood. I don't think he's up there unless the audio is really that good.
Enemy UAV active.
All right, so now we just made a lot. Oh, he is up there.
Got a loadout drop in.
I'm actually surprised he was up there. I'm gonna be 100. But good job shooting at him. All right, following the hit indicators, trying to figure out what the enemy's at. And again, same situation we faced before by the rocks and the loadout. When you're plating up and reloading, you need to be peeking both sides of this tent. And a lot of people don't do that because they're like, well, I'm gonna get shot and have to plate up more. I'm telling you right now, if this enemy pushes you and you don't have the opportunity to shoot him when he's in the wide open, it's your own fault. Don't blind yourself from the enemy.
Enemy soldier nearby.
Now oh, there he is by the rocket left-hand side. He sees him last second, trying to get a nade off. Now that's a situation not for a nade, but for a B-hop, bro. If you go back in this tent and you just whip a little bit of movement, you sprint out, flick it to the right, and instantly start beaming him, he's not gonna know what the hell hit him in the face. He's crouched next to a rock. What is his skill level? I promise you it's not that. This is where you start trying to get your movement down with players that you're playing against like that. Come on, man. This bitch looks like a little crow out here. Look, he looks like a bird. He's out here feeding. Not worried about him. I definitely like to see a little bit of movement. I like the stem. Let's see what this guy ends up doing. Does he run? Does he play the fight? No way. Is he running? He ran. All right, as far as the enemy too, like, why did you run? He probably went back to get his guns and then realized, shit, I have a pistol. But he just died. I mean, he shouldn't have been, shouldn't be surprised that we're still here, my guy. Also, another situation too, he should have landed on his loot, instantly grabbed the gun, then he could instantly fight. Another situation where you just land way the fuck away from your stuff for no reason at all. Again, we saw this at peak. We kind of just sit around this one area trying to find enemies. Now, I don't think the guy that shot at us to our left was the guy that we just killed by the rock. I do believe we're wasting way too much time right now. I'm pretty sure the guy that was shooting at us originally that we were in the tent for, he was around bunker. He was definitely around bunker area. The noise of the tent's throwing him off a little bit. And again, we've been here for probably 4 minutes now, 3 minutes now. There's a guy out in the open. Someone just threw something to our right-hand side. Right?
Yes, he's moving.
Look how gone that man is. Look how gone he is. And that's the thing, bro. Like, when we sit here, and yeah, like, he overstayed his welcome and he ended up finding an enemy. That's fine. But that's just, again, the luck of where the enemies are at. It's still not a good strategy to sit in the same area for an extended period of time. But look, when the enemy got shot at, how fast he got away. Now, technically, every player runs the same speed if they're sprinting, right? So why did he clear more distance than we did? Well, because he full sprinted away, which we should have known. He's going to go for the balloon because, again, the circle's rotating in 4 seconds, and who wants to be stuck on the edge of the circle, especially in this zone? A lot of wide open areas from dig site all the way to village, so it's very dangerous. You do not want to be in this spot on foot when you're fighting the edge. But look how we're clearing the area looking for him. We're stopped. We're hesitating. We're freezing up. We're checking rocks, and the whole time it's just allowing the enemy to sprint further away. The moment that enemy, you realize, oh shit, I can't snipe him right here, you should have instantly just start chasing after him. Don't lose visual on him. Because again, every time we stop our feet, we kind of sidestep. Oh, there he is, way the fuck away. But I'm critiquing a lot. Let's give some compliments to Ash real quick. You know, he's out here, he's slide canceling, so he's got basic fundamentals down, which again is a rare commodity in Warzone, which it shouldn't be. But you know, he's doing that. He's sniping. When he snipes, he takes his shots. He doesn't wait for that perfect shot. He's trying his best to get the reps in with it, get the lead with it, get the feel with the sniper. To be a good sniper, he's got to get that feeling. Here's another guy. Now let's look at this enemy. Let's look at Joe Blow before we even continue, because that was just weird as shit to watch. Look at this dude here, bro. And good job spotting the movement too. What are you looking at? There's the gas. This man just watching the gas come in on him. Damn. And that's this player's mistake. I don't know what the hell he's doing. And I don't think he does either. He's just backpedaling away from the gas. And again, the only way to get better at sniping is taking shots. So I'm 100% for this. Now, as far as the enemy, he's crazy for this move. Oh, sniper for sniper. Oh, shit. It's about to get real. Nice crack. Follow through. There it is. All right. Now, what do you do if you're the enemy? Well, this enemy clearly does not have it together, but he did shoot back at us. So, in this situation right here, if you're a sniper, like for me, I want an SMG that gives me great medium range activity. The Owen gun in its prime was my go-to because its medium range fight was just fucking golden. The Armaguerra, very, very good medium range SMG. And I'm saying that to lead to this. He shoots at us, we go on the defensive. The enemy pushes up, leaving his covered, B-hopping to jump. Now, there's two problems with this here. One, can you see the ground after this? No. What does that mean? That means it's a ridge. That means this is elevated as opposed to what's behind it. So instead of B-hopping, just drop prone real quick, pop a reload, and use this to your advantage. But if you are going to commit, you got to whip out your SMG because we were vulnerable and he should have been shooting at us. Now, when he's like this and he's vulnerable, this is what you call you have to commit. If you're this enemy, you're out in the open, you're fighting the gas, you're plating up. One of the reasons why I don't play the edge of the gas. If you're this guy, you have to commit to the fight, bro. You absolutely have to. But he didn't want to shoot at us for some unknown reason. Not sure what his guns are. You gotta, my guy. You have two long range weapons, bro. At least you had an AR. You could have shot at us with that, but you didn't. For some odd reason, you decided to B-hop and plate towards us. Very strange. Gas mask play. Gas mask. Yeah. All right, pop your plates up as you're running. Love it. Love it. We got a parachute to our right-hand side. Landing on the building. Great observation there from him. You know, we went at him for his observation a little bit, but overall, it's starting to shake back. Now, this is a bad spot for us to be. And the enemy looks like he knows we're here, but he might not. Regardless, we don't want to take this fight because we're on the edge of the gas. So I'm going to try my best, if I'm Ash, to sprint in. There's a nice wall and some containers right here. Again, knowing that from map knowledge, just try your best to get to that position and then fight the enemy. Or bait the balloon, or even shit, take the balloon and get the hell out of there. Let's see what happens. The enemy has no idea that we're here. This is your getaway. And he's got a pistol. We've now coughed. He knows we're here. He doesn't know we're here. He's still clueless. Now, I'd approach the left side of the building. Why would I approach the left side, not the right side? Because this man's probably going to take the balloon and get the hell out of here. And I want to cut him off. He might not. And he didn't, but he should have. All right, so no matter what the fuck happens, I'm gonna be honest. There are certain circles where you can have the best strategy in the world and shit can still fall apart. This is that circle. There's not many. I think there's two, and this is one of them. This is the worst. You can play strategy literally perfect, and you could still die. Now, why is that? Well, you got a lot of terrain, a lot of buildings, but that's not even your worst part. The worst part about it is the terrain mixed with the buildings is bad enough, but then all the buildings can be shot through. So you really have very little cover and concealment. And most people's in their head, they're just going to play this area, which is the best area, but the circle's going to dive down south. So then they're going to be forced off their high ground hill, and they're probably going to get clapped from the buildings. But even vice versa, if you're in the buildings, you're still vulnerable. There's really no safe place to be in this circle. If I had to choose one spot, I'd choose the hill right here, because you can kind of play it at a 360-degree angle. You can kind of walk around all sides and play it. Is it the safest spot? I don't really think there is a safe spot, but it's probably the safest that you're going to get. And the reason why I want to highlight that is a lot of you guys get these circles. This circle happens a lot of time, and unfortunately, again, dude, we'll get caught out by some bullshit. It's all RNG where players are at the end of the day when it comes to this kind of ending. Most endings you can play to perfection, and there's no reason why you should lose. Oh my God, you son of a bitch. Played up real quick. You should be ashamed of yourself, homie. That's why I said played up real quick. Right there, bro. I had a feeling there's another guy here just because I was pretty sure this guy got shot at. Now watch for tracers. You see that tracer coming from the back? Did you see that? I'm gonna get a freeze frame on that shit. There it is. You see it? Boom, tracer. The reason why I said you gotta play it up. I knew there was another enemy close. Granted, that's not even the enemy that killed us. That guy came from down low. But regardless, we knew another enemy was involved in this. This was a third-party fight. You have to play it up and get the fuck out of there. We had the satchel. We had his plates. Move on out. And realistically, that's what cost us our life. And there's still a guy over there to the right, left-hand side too, despite being shot from the bottom left. See, we even got sniped at too.
Get to the new safe zone. Gas is closing.
All right, where do you go? Well, you need your loot. You have to get your loot. I hate to say it, but you have to get your loot, son. Well, the fire sale's kind of nice. Well, the buy station's gonna be dangerous. Loot's gonna be number one. You do not want to fight the circle without it. He's trying to find out where he died at. He's a little bit up on that rock. I think he knows. He's trying to find out if his enemies are still here. And this is exactly what I was saying he should have done earlier. The first time he died and didn't go back to his loadout, this is exactly what he should have done to find out if it was safe or not. And they're fighting right on top of shit. Let's see him get out of this one, man. Now remember, when you land, you've got to focus on grabbing your gun and your plates. Don't even worry about picking up both guns. Grab a gun and some plates because you're probably going to get in a fight. I see way too many times people land on their shit and they'll just grab everything and get clapped in the face. Oh, we're saying no. We're saying nah. Okay. Okay. Again, when you look at this spot, there's really no good way to make an educated guess on where's going to be safe. Because people love to sit still and not peek windows. So there could be a guy literally in every freaking building. Also, the odds of finding loot, pretty slim. This is village. The circle's here. We got 20 players up almost. This place is going to be picked through. I will say I am surprised we didn't take advantage of the fire sale when we literally landed next to the buy. That is actually pretty shocking. Even if you can't get everything you want, you can get something. A UAV would be crucial right now. Self-res, plates. I mean, there's so many things we could have got with the $4,400 we had. Like, I know when it said he probably wanted to find enough money to get the Lodi. How much are Lodis on fire sale? I honestly can't remember. I think they're 5, maybe 7,500. So I know he's trying to find money to get it, but there's just no way you're going to find money. You already know this place is picked through clean. Yeah, overall, the shots haven't been bad. His long range with ground loot weapons, I can't really hate on him. Because that gun he first picked up, the Whitley, I just hate that freaking gun. It's Garbo. Might be the worst gun in the game. I think I prefer the Scar.
Time to cover your tracks. There's an enemy team hunting for you.
Now, look, in my head, I don't like where we're at all. I don't like it at all. I don't even like the fact that we're going from building to building. We're basically dead center of the zone. Kind of got blessed now. The circle's favoring us now. Now we're on the edge, so that's pretty good. And the edge is really where you want to be. I swear, these circles are so repetitive. I've had this exact same circle at least 100 times. Why does it sound like he's on a roof? Yo, that's the same guy we killed at peak. And we have a bounty on us. And there's a vehicle driving for us. Is that the bounty? We're about to find out. That's still level 2 threat. He might not be. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was about to say before he did it, don't shoot the vehicle. Normally I'm all about being aggressive, but this is a bad spot to be in. This circle sucks ass. This is probably one of the circles where I will actually play really stealthy if I can. If I can get a nice pick, if I can guarantee a kill, for sure shoot the fucker. But he's driving around in a car. We have ground loot Vargo. I don't really know how I'm feeling about this at all. You're not gonna get the kill. This situation here, again, you don't want enemies to know where you're at. You want to hit them by surprise because you don't have any idea where they're at. I wouldn't have shot at him at all. No way. Mostly because, again, dude, we got circle favor on the edge, and there's a good chance these guys might come to your building, and if they don't know you're there, that's easy kills. Now they know you're there, can make it a lot harder for you. Let's see how this game unfolds. I love that we're leveling up our gun, doing nothing. We still have a level 2 threat on us, which is strange in its own. Now gas is coming in. I like the fact that we're looking this way. I'd still want to peek the other windows though. They're probably not going to be moving around. Everyone's going to be locked in their buildings. That's just how this circle works. But again, the most important thing in circles like these is to gather as much intel as possible. Even if you can't kill them, find out what fucking building they're in, because if you have to rotate, let's say the circle favors over here. If you have to rotate over here, it'd be really nice to know if there's a guy in this building or not. And there's a good chance these fuckers will be peeking left and right. Circle is pushing out that building up top. The wall, the little fence is still in, so there could be a guy up there. Got shots to our left. We're now level 3, so your homie's getting close. Because we're level 3, I'm gonna be honest, I really wouldn't be worried about the hill. Intel's important for sure, but I'd be more worried about the intel around us. Oh, we got footsteps. Left-hand side, coming up.
Enemy UAV active.
We got a plate. We got a plate. We could already have 1 plate and 2 plates pop now if we would have started plating. The moment we got safe. Level 3. Remember, we got shot through that window, so you don't want to peek that window again. Player count went down when that loadout disappeared, so I don't think an enemy grabbed it. Two guys fighting to northwest. Now, look, you can still third party. I talk about stealth. They're fighting, dude. You can take one out, man. We're not even going to peek that way, though. I'm not a huge fan of sitting here watching this door. Again, you want to be checking every aspect. Don't be afraid of getting killed through that doorway. Just be aware. You can't peek it like this, you know? God, I hope the gas in Warzone 2 is just blue or something pretty, dude. Staring at yellow. Oh my God. I don't know what it is about the yellow circle that fucking drives me crazy. It just looks so trash. All right, enemy just taking some pop shots right now. It's gonna be dangerous. We're gonna have to rotate no matter what. So again, now we have a lot to worry about. We know there's a guy here. We know there's a guy here. That accounts for 2 of the 5 enemies. And again, this is why intel is so important, because now we have to rotate. We don't know where a lot of people are at. We know someone shot us from over here, but we don't know exactly where they're at. We're so busy watching the door, kind of put ourselves in a pickle. Now look, this guy's also spraying his nuts off. What do you have to do if you shoot a lot of bullets? Got to reload. So, I mean, honestly, in my eyes, it's the opportunity to go ahead and push over there and kill him. We give him plenty of time to reload, though. You don't have to count the magazines like you're John Wick. You don't have to count the bullets in it, but if they're spraying a shit ton of bullets, just know what's about to happen. Now look where that came from. That came from right down here.
Enemy precision airstrike. Stay alert.
Ballsy. Oh, whoa. Guys pushing up. You hear him on the left-hand side.
Gas is inbound.
We're going to be getting third-partied. He downed himself. Shut the fuck up. Yo. There he is. All right, we don't need anything else. Don't worry about anything else. We got to start thinking about a way to make it to the next building. You have to kill this guy first. You have to. No gas mask. You got to make the play out of there. Now look, we're damaged, we're hurt. I'd go back in that building. I'd still go back in that building because now we're putting ourselves out in the open. We have a little bit of time before this building to our right hand side gets eaten up by gas. Play it to your best of your ability. We're in a bad spot. Very bad spot, no matter how you look at it. But the best decision to do is play that build and try your best to damage the enemy, force them to reload, force them to play it up to give you ample amount of opportunity to make your next move. Or even shit, get in this building and just jump down to this one. Because there's probably a guy in that big long one to our left. The moment he makes a run for it. Oh, he made it. Shut up. We've got to get inside. Oh, there's a barricade. No, there's a barricade to the left. No. Played up. No. Damn it.
Only a few and victory.
Damn. Did he not have plates? No, he had plates. Oh, you hate to see it. Ash, no. And look at zone, you know, and this has happened a lot. You know, we get these circles all the time, but that last final circle, when it moves, it just picks a fucking area. And I've died at this exact same one, it favoring the hill. The hill was the smallest circle. Like, look where the circle's at right now. The odds of the final circle being here are very slim. Look at this. All right, so this is the village area. It takes up about 80% of the circle. This is the street that separates it from the hill. The hill is probably 15, 20% of the circle. The odds of it favoring that are very, very slim. But again, even if you go to the hill, parachuting off, walking across the street, it's dangerous. So there's really no good side to play. You just kind of got to pray that you get COD favor, man. But I think he ends up spectating this guy because this video still goes on. Let's spectate it out and see what's up. Apex Orange sucks too, though. For sure, but at least a little bit prettier. A little bit prettier. This is just ass. I hate the yellow. I'm gonna be honest, he should have jumped out the window and played that ridge anyway that we're right next to. That way we wouldn't have lost our plates, we wouldn't have lost our health, we wouldn't have had a cough, we could have looked at the enemy, we could have did something, but he just committed to it. And now we're laying prone with our butts exposed. Let's see how it unfolds, man. We got circle favor, so we should be able to gatekeep. If he looks, he's not. He's just gonna watch the staircase the whole time. Oh yeah. He's on the roof, bro. He's on the roof, homie. Don't cough. Oh, there it is. There it is. I don't know where the other guy's at. Maybe bottom left? I don't know. Back at it. Dude's definitely above us. No one else is coughing. The third player, I'm completely mind blown. I have no idea where this dude could be. And again, that's why I said playing the ridge is so important, because the dude has to parachute off, right? Or walk across the street. So we could have shot him in the air. We're just coughing up a storm, dude. I don't know. He's panicking hard, bro. Yeah, I mean, he's on the roof. We knew he's on the roof. He never jumped off. He never moved. That was a dead giveaway. I don't know where the last guy is. I have no idea. I literally have no idea where this dude's at. I'd like to find out, but it doesn't look like we're going to.